Hi, my name's Allie Zaubi, and I'm a Spanish professor at the College of Charleston, also known as Profeseta by my students. And here's my email address if you have any questions about this video, any questions through the DE Readiness course, or anything in general, you can contact me at my CFC email address. So in this video, of course, I'll give you a little information about myself and of course, my experience as a Spanish professor, and I'm going to conclude the video with a couple of tools that I love to use, not only for my online classes, but have been awesome in my face-to-face classes as well. Originally, I'm from Lexington, Kentucky, go Cats, and although I love Kentucky dearly, I love basketball, I love bourbon, I love horse racing, Kentucky is not coastal. So in 1997, after I graduated high school, I came down to the College of Charleston. So I started at CFC in 1997 and studied here and fell in love with Charleston as a city and the people here. And like many students who come from out of state and go to school at College of Charleston, I really haven't left. So I've been here longer than I lived in Kentucky, and I do consider Charleston my home. While studying at College of Charleston in the year 2000, I studied abroad in Granada, Spain. Actually, even though you might think I majored in Spanish at College of Charleston or even learned Spanish in Granada, Spain is multilingual, and Granada is a beautiful city, and lots of people who speak English travel there. So I was very much immersed in the culture, but I didn't learn a ton of Spanish in Spain. However, it planted the seed of loving everything that is surrounded by Spanish language and culture that I've carried with me ever since the past 20 years, both professionally and personally. Even though I loved Spain and I loved being over there, I was motivated to graduate. So when I came back to College of Charleston for my senior year to graduate in 2001, I wanted to finish up and start my life, really. So like I said, I didn't major or minor in Spanish. Actually, my undergrad is in theater, especially theater for youth. And if anybody knows who Laura Turner is, if you've met her, you know who she is. She's a wonderful, wonderful person and an amazing professor, and had a very, very positive, wonderful impact on me as an undergraduate, and still to this day, because everything I learned as a theater for youth major, I use in my classroom all the time on campus and online. After I graduated from College of Charleston, like I said, the seed had been planted in terms of learning Spanish and loving the language and culture. And I really wanted to learn to speak Spanish because I was had very, very hard times learning a foreign language as a student, and just barely got by in my foreign language classes in middle school and high school and even in college. So I found a job in Miramar de Costa Rica in the region of Guanacaste, a really small town where no one was speaking any English. I think more people might speak English there today, but when I was there, no one spoke English, and I was a preschool through 6th grade English teacher to children who were actually my Spanish teacher. Of course, they weren't formally teaching me Spanish, but boy, I learned a lot that year I lived in Costa Rica. And not only did I learn a lot, but I met my husband, Phil Zaubi, who actually graduated from College of Charleston in the same ceremony, same year, with an MS in computer science. He was living, I was in this little area of Costa Rica, and he was like over here. So we were about 4 hours apart and just met one weekend while traveling. And I guess you'd say it's history ever since. So not much longer after that, we made our way back to Charleston in 2006. We got married on beautiful Kiowa Island. Fast forward over 10 years, and we have a beautiful family. Elliot, who's about to turn 5, Carson, who's 6. They're best friends, especially right now through the pandemic. And they actually, Carson just graduated from kindergarten from ECDC, which is on Wentworth Street. It's a demonstrating facility for the School of Education at College of Charleston. So you may have seen myself and Carson and Elliot riding a cargo bike the past, I don't know, probably 3 years, racing to get them to preschool on Wentworth Street and me racing to my classes. Just when we thought our family was complete, we have a new addition, born last fall, precious little Jude, who is now 6 months old, and has been an amazing silver lining to the pandemic, because just when I thought I wasn't going to be home with him as much as I'd like, he's been surrounded by his family throughout this quarantine time, which has been very special for having a baby and having family. It's been actually a huge silver lining. And no introduction would be complete without including our firstborn, Jose, who's a 13-year-old Weimaraner German short-haired pointer mix. He's wonderful with the children. And you know what? I don't know what he is really truly thinking about us being home all the time right now. I think he's ready for us to get out so he can have the couch to himself again. But back to me as a professional. So I've been an adjunct professor of Spanish at College of Charleston for over 10 years. And I love College of Charleston. Obviously, I went to undergrad and even grad school. I didn't mention that at College of Charleston as well. I teach all the gen ed requirements for Spanish 101 through 202. And I also teach SNAP Spanish 101 through 202 as well. If you would like more information about SNAP Spanish, it's a really, really cool program that's been in existence for a very long time at the College of Charleston, and I'm happy to, it's really my passion, so feel free to email me. We can discuss further, because obviously SNAP Spanish, if you're familiar with SNAP, it's part of the Center for Disability Services, and my passion, my research interest is foreign language learning and learning disabilities. And I just gave a presentation with Anna Swasky from the Center for Disability Services on Universal Design Learning, which I certainly use in all of my classes, SNAP and non-SNAP. And you all taking this online course, the DE Readiness course, you're going to be learning so much, and a lot of what you're learning about teaching online can be applied to the face-to-face classroom as well, that meets the principles of universal design learning. So if you want to talk about that further, that's also a passion of mine. So please feel free to email me and we can set up a time to chat about that more. And since it's the end of my video, I'm going to briefly discuss 2 tools that I think are great for online teaching and you can even use for your on-campus classes. Number 1 is Screencastify, which it's only 5 minutes, and my video today is a little bit longer, but I was going to actually use Screencastify for my video today, but I use it a lot for my online teaching. It's so easy to set up. It's so easy to use. Check it out. It's awesome. And if you have a quick thing that you want to show your students to walk them through a PowerPoint or give them an Oaks tutorial or something like that, you can just, it records a little video of you in the corner, and then obviously your browser, your screen, or whatever you want it to record. So I highly recommend checking that out, and you can upload your videos as a YouTube video and post them on Oaks, which definitely meets the principles of universal design learning because YouTube is closed captioned, and then making resources available on Oaks is also really awesome. And again, this applies to online classes as well as face-to-face ones. The other tool that I'm using right now is called Explain Everything. This is an app that's on my iPad right now that I'm using, and I use this in class all the time. Pretty much every concept that's complex to present in Spanish, I have a PowerPoint that I upload as a PDF onto my iPad. It records the lecture, as you can see. I can annotate everything on my iPad And so that students are getting a video recorded lecture that will be available to them on Oaks as a YouTube video, again, closed captioning. And this is awesome because when I took the DE readiness course, I had already been using, I don't know, Explain Everything for probably 2 years. So, or maybe even 3 years. So I had a library of video lectures that were saved throughout all the classes I had taught that I put on Oaks for my online classes. And so students have reported to me that they like the fact that even in the online class, they're listening to a video lecture of a real class because students ask questions or they participate, and the processing speed is pretty much comparable to the viewer in my online classes. They're watching it as compared to the students in the actual classroom when the video lecture was recorded. So Sonocent is another app that I've heard is awesome as well, but I love Explain Everything, and it's very easy to use once you get used to it. And it really is awesome for face-to-face classes and online classes as well. So to conclude, muchas gracias por su atención. If you have any questions or like to discuss anything presented in this video further, please don't hesitate to ask me. My email's at the beginning of the video. And good luck with the course. I think it's great you're taking it, and I know that you'll get a lot out of it. Ciao.